What is your mindset when you're in a situation where you're flying to South America or Colombia or something like that, and you're going to meet with one of these people?
What's my mindset?
Yeah, what is your mindset? I mean, for me, I've watched so many, insane cocaine documentaries and Scarface, and especially when I was just telling you about the new Cocaine Cowboys documentary, and I've seen these situations, where these lawyers are flying to South America and meeting with these cartels. It's just like I would be fucking terrified to do that.
I find that most people that are involved in high-level drug trafficking are businessmen. I mean, they I don't have a problem at all. I've never really felt unsafe or in danger. I mean, you're careful like anywhere you might go, but they need your help, and you're not doing anything unlawful. You're going down there to help guide them, mitigate their circumstances. So usually the people that we would meet with down there are people who are in the process of being charged in the United States or have already been charged in the United States. They may be awaiting extradition to the United States, and it's not a problem. I mean, I'm always honest with them. I don't oversell the case. I don't suggest that I can do something that I can't do. I'm not going to tell them, I can get you a certain sentence if you pay me X, Y, Z amount of money, because that's probably not smart. And that's not smart in any circumstances. So, it's fun. But they're business people. They're people that they just happen to be in a business that's illegal.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was telling you before, I was watching that new Cocaine Cowboys, and they talked about the Willie Falcone Sal Magluta case, and that was the biggest botched case by the federal government, I think, they said in the history of the United States, or in the history of the war on drugs. Mm-hmm. It was the biggest failed case by the government because they were able to bribe multiple members of the jury on the case, and they got the not guilty verdict, and these guys got free. And it was just, and then like I also said, they released the list of 80 witnesses involved in the conspiracy case, and a majority of the 80 witnesses got murdered. And so you've never, that's not reality in your experience.
It's not reality.
Okay.
It's not reality.
Okay.
I mean, it's 97% of cases in federal court are resolved via pleas.
What percent?
97%.
Wow.
I mean, the great majority of people enter a plea, and quite frankly, in my opinion, the higher up you are in the hierarchy of drug trafficking organizations, the faster you step up and want to enter a plea.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, there's no doubt. I mean, that people have been hurt and threats have been made over the years, and that some of these cartels can be very dangerous. But my experience is the people that I've dealt with, when I deal with them, that's not their focus.
Are these cases generally like conspiracy cases, or what types of cases are they? Are there a lot of witnesses involved?
They're pretty much all conspiracy cases.
Okay.
I mean, the federal government pretty much anything that they prosecute is generally going to have the substantive offense and the conspiracy offense.
Okay.
And I mean, conspiracy basically is just two or more individuals agreeing to commit an unlawful act.
Okay.
So it's not like
right.
It's not like you have a meeting and say, "Hey, boys, we're all going to get together and we're going to have a conspiracy." And
right.
it's you and I decide that we're going to transport cocaine from Clearwater to St. Pete. Okay, I'm going to get the cocaine. I'm going to give it to you. You're going to drive it to St. Pete, and you're going to give it to someone down there. It's a conspiracy. That's all it takes.
So why is the plea bargain percentage so high? Why do so many people take the plea?
So the people that are extradited from Colombia, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a treaty that basically protects them so they can't get more than 30 years in prison, right? Now, most of these individuals are in their 40s, 50s. 30 years in prison is a long time. If they provide assistance to the government, they accept responsibility for what they did, and they take that route, it's not at all uncommon for these people to end up with sentences in the range of 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. So you're looking at, okay, I can, gamble on my life and possibly spend the next 30 years in prison, or I can tell them that I'm guilty, and these are the people I did it with, and I'll be willing to testify truthfully against those people, and then you get less than 10. So under those circumstances.
And what happens to the people down the line who get told on? Do those people have the opportunity to plea as well?
Usually.
Okay. What if there's no one left? So, like, you're the last guy in line, everyone told on you, and you're like, oh, you're stuck with 30 years.
I mean, so here's the problem with that is, as long as there is a demand, right, for cocaine, as long as
as long as it's illegal.
Well, but as long as there are people that that will pay for cocaine, there's going to be people that are going to supply the cocaine. So as people are being arrested and prosecuted, there are other people that are stepping up and taking over, right?
Okay.
It doesn't end. This is why, I mean, the war on drugs has been going on since what? Ronald Reagan,
right.
30 years. The price of cocaine has been pretty steady. The supply has been pretty steady. So it's nothing's really changing. We're not winning the war on drugs. I mean, that's really why.
The war on drugs is just a fake name, like the Patriot Act.
Yeah, it's just it's silly, really. I mean, in my opinion, if we just legalized it and focus on treatment, it would be a much better deal. I mean, particularly these days, now that fentanyl is such a huge problem, and they find it it's mixed in everything, and so I mean the number of overdoses that are taking place right now because of fentanyl is through the roof.
Right. And if they legalized it and regulated it and tested it and made sure like when you go to the bar and you order a shot of vodka, you know it's a shot of vodka.
Right.
But when you do a random line of cocaine, you don't know what the fuck that is.
Exactly.
That could be half fentanyl and you could be dead.
Exactly. And
I think it's better to have less dead people.
I think so.